Congratulations.
So much, honestly. I was in complete shock. I felt like it wasn't real. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Oh my God. No, look, they're always my favorite phone calls to
I can
make and my favoriteest part of running this business. And I think, as I said to you on the phone, I try and wait to read the applications until after the judge has judged so that I'm
imagine.
not too biased.
Mhm.
And I read your application and I just thought, firstly, you've got such a beautiful brand and business. But you also know what you would do with the money. Like you also know exactly how to spend it to grow your business. So I was so excited that you were the recipient of so round 10, 10K.
Wow.
So
That's
cool.
it's incredible what you do as well. Like
Oh,
from on behalf of, I'm sure everybody else, thank you so much for doing this because it means it's kind of can be a make or break for most small businesses. So it truly makes such a big difference and has such a massive impact. So thank you so much,
oh
honestly.
my gosh. My pleasure. My pleasure. So let's start out by telling everyone who you are and what you do.
Sure. So I'm Mary and I have founded Reti Skin, which is a New Zealand made skincare range. With the kind of, I based it on myself being the customer. I'm a busy mum. I don't always have the finances or the time to go out for facials and all the wonderful treatments, but I still want a luxurious feeling skincare routine. And also with the skincare market being so saturated and you hear that you should be doing this and like it's just so overcomplicated. So I wanted
Mm,
to create a range that was really simplified, effective, because at the end of the day, we want our skincare to make a better difference on our skin, a good price point, something that I could afford, and just has that feel of kind of luxury to it. So, and also non-toxic. That was a huge thing for me
mm,
since I've had my children and with all breastfeeding and even during pregnancy, I became hyper aware of all the ingredients. And there's so much rubbish ingredients out in makeup, skincare, cleaning products, toilet, everything that has such
mm.
an impact on our health and our well-being that because it happens on the inside, we don't really see it. We can tell if a product makes us flare up or something on the outside, but
Yeah.
the ingredients that impact us on the inside, we can't really see it until years later. And then we're suffering with whether it's fertility issues or the multitude of sicknesses, which a lot of it comes down to the ingredients that we put onto our skin and what we eat. So that was a huge core value for Reti Skin as well.
Wow, I love it. So, what was that process like for you having the idea and then actually getting something formulated and, the design, the product, and everything ready to go? Like, what was that process like?
So I just started playing with formulas myself. So I'd order things from this supplier called Pure Nature, and you can get all raw ingredients. And I'd start playing around with serums. I'd make a few things. I'd give them to family and friends, and they loved them. And then I thought, I'm onto something here. Like I think I could make this happen. And then to kind of fast forward it a little bit, after playing with the formulas to something that I was happy with, I know there were certain ingredients that I needed a scientific because I'm not a qualified skin scientist or dermatologist. So I knew that there was certain ingredients that a skin scientist would have to help me with kind of
Mm,
emulsifying them all. And also to give customers that trust that a professional has made them and they've been made in a health and safety lab instead of just me in my kitchen at home. The
mm,
brand is so important for it to be that kind of next level brand. I knew that I needed some professional input. So then I found a skin scientist based down in Christchurch, sent her the formula, sent her the products. She reviewed them and tweaked them and changed percentages of certain ingredients, but she loved them. And then she is affiliated with a lab down in Christchurch. So then they did all the testing. So I wanted to make sure that the shelf life, and it's actually a professionally made, beautiful product. Like it was great for me making it for myself and for friends and family. But if I want to put something out into the world, it's got to be,
mm.
you need to be able to trust it. It's got to be good. So they did all the testing, the stability testing, which took a little bit of a while, but they're such a great lab to work with. They're called Peerage down in Christchurch, and they're fantastic working with it. And yeah, then they make the bulk product for me, ship it up, and then I dispatch it from my house. And I found a graphic designer. I can't remember how I found her, whether it was, I think it's on social media. Social media is where you find most.
Everyone,
Yeah,
yes.
so I
Isn't it
think I found
wild?
yeah, for sure. So I think I found her on there. And then she's not based in Auckland. So everything was done via email and WhatsApp chat. But I kind of send her look and everything that I wanted in the logo. And then she would lots of back and forward. And then we finally came up with the product, the design for it. And then I went on to Alibaba, which is a Chinese trade website, found on my packaging. I really wanted to get New Zealand packaging,
Mm,
but because I was funding this all myself, the price difference between New Zealand
yeah.
packaging and Chinese, it's such a huge difference that unless you've got lots of money and you want to be 100% New Zealand owned, you kind of have to outsource from the cheaper places. But the packaging is beautiful. It's glass jars. And again, I wanted it all to be high end and have that
Mm,
luxurious feel. So I didn't want to just get plastic jars, especially for the environment as well. So they're
mm.
all beautiful glass jars, and they printed them, sent them over, and then yeah, then it's all website set up, social media set up, and just launch. You just got to go for it.
Wow.
You really do.
So how many products did you launch with in the beginning?
Just two.
Yeah.
So the two hero products. And then now, thanks to the grant, I have a third product, which I got a sample of it, but now I
Yeah.
can get the main bulk of it. And then
Oh,
I
that's
have
so
a gouache.
cool.
So there's now four products.
Yeah.
And there's other products developing, but obviously you have to have money to then pay for the packaging, all that kind of thing. So they're developing some more serums for me. So we're working
Cool.
on the formulas perfect. And then when more money comes in, I'll be able to invest more into packaging and get those launched. So I started off with a very small range. I didn't start with the whole range, it was just the two products. But I just
I
wanted to
love it.
start. I didn't want to have to wait for all of the products to be ready. I just wanted to put something out there.
Yeah, well, it does take a long time to build brand and trust with customers. So I think that the earlier you start and like
Yeah.
taking people on that journey, the better it is anyway.
Oh, for sure. And that's such a minefield in itself, is that brand
Yeah.
awareness and
Yes.
standing out and becoming a reputable brand. That because I find with skincare, it takes a lot for someone to switch skincare brands, like especially if you have a skincare
Mm.
brand that you're happy with. You've got to have complete trust in the new brand that you're switching to make that leap. So also building that trust and that reputation, it does take a long time.
Yeah. Oh, I love it so much. I'm so impressed by you and your business. So, what
Hmm.
made you apply for the grant initially?
I saw it on social media. I was obviously at a very low fund, like next to nothing with funds because it's all
Yeah.
bootstrapped. So, and with marketing, you spend so much on ads, and especially at the beginning, you don't make all the money to be kind of out of that just covering costs phase. So I was at a very next to nothing phase. I didn't have the money to launch new ads, and it was kind of coming to you get those overwhelming points in business where you you have such faith in the business. I think that's the number one, is that you have the faith in the business. But then you're like, where the hell is this going to come from? Where's the fun? And
Yeah.
I feel like it was the universe. I was just on social
Oh.
media. I just got my baby to sleep. And as I was getting to sleep, I was scrolling on social media as you do. And
Yes.
popped up on social media and I was like, this sounds fantastic. And I joined the Spark community, and what you have in the community forums and things is incredible. And then I applied for it just on like a why not? You got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Oh my God, that's so awesome. I just love it. And, I love how it seems like it was easy. You just kind of needed it, found it, applied for it, like done, like no mess.
Yeah.
I just know how hard it is to run a business, obviously, because I run a business. So
Yeah.
I always wanted to make the process so easy for people as well, so that you could just focus on running the business.
Yeah. And it's also quite a nice reflection for me because on the questions, it's things like, how would you summarize your business and what's your audience? And it was quite a nice thing to remind myself of who my audience are. And also, I have all these things of, oh, yeah, I want to get the new products and do this and this and this. But it was quite nice to
Yeah.
write it down and say, what would I use? Like, imagine if I had 10K, what would I use it
Mm.
for? And it kind of made it also clearer for me what I needed to invest in. So it was also quite a nice reflection.
Yeah, it's funny. I never intended for that to happen, but
Mm.
the two funny things that people have said is one, it kind of forces you to get really clear. It's
Yeah.
almost like doing a business plan, and it's obviously definitely not that in depth, but it does force you to kind of like stop and go, what is the number one priority? The other thing that people have said to me is, well, I just applied for yours. So I was like, I kind of had momentum. So I just started applying for all these other things and sending out proposals. And they've kind of
Right.
like got traction in other areas just because they took the first step, just applying for a grant. So there's these happy little accidents that happen from this grant program, which I love.
Yeah. And I think as well that the possibility of getting something like this is also a big driver. Like if like when I was at, I just take myself back to when I just want my baby to sleep and I was like, oh my God, how's this all going to happen? And then you see this opportunity to apply for a grant, and then that in itself, I think, propels you and it's like, no, I
Yes.
can do this. And yeah, like what you said, how other people say it just kind of builds that kind of positivity back and that push again.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I think we all need a little bit of that in our businesses
Well,
sometimes.
well, 'cause it's such an isolating thing being a business owner, especially when you do everything yourself and there's no one else. It's
Yes.
just me, and I'm sure most of the small businesses are just them. So when it's
Yes.
just you, you have to be your own coach, as well as doing all the stuff. You've got to coach yourself when you're having those low moments of, oh, there's no money in, and what's going to happen. You've got to coach yourself out of that.
Yes. Yeah, it's so true. It's and you're wearing all of the hats as well, kind of going, I've got to focus here, got to focus here. So your mind is spread so thin. And then
Mm.
when you have those hard moments, then you're trying to get yourself out of that rut to be able to focus on those 100
Yeah,
jobs that you have to do. It's really tough sometimes.
it really is. It's not for the faint-hearted at
No.
all.
Oh, I love it. So you're spending the 10K on ads and product, is that correct?
Ads and products. And I'm also wanting to get into the UK this year. So
Oh,
it's going to help
cool.
with, because the UK laws and the testing in the UK is much stricter than here, which is surprising.
Oh,
You need
yeah, okay.
paperwork and things. So starting that, the testing phase, which will get the ball rolling so we can go towards that. So I've got like a basket of things that I want to fund. So I'm using the
Yes.
10K to do a little bit of ads, pay for the bulk of the new product, and then also start getting onto the UK launch. So
Wow.
it's helped in lots of different
That's
categories.
so interesting. I was looking at a beauty brand who's launching into Australia, and in my mind, I was going, why wouldn't you just launch everywhere? Like these days, e-commerce is so global. So it's so funny that you say that. There's all of
Yeah,
these things about business that and depending on the category that you're in, that you don't even think about.
yeah. And also shipping. If I try to, obviously, you have
Mm.
to do with skin. I don't know what it's like with like a product like a cup or something, but with
Yeah.
skincare, you have to have all the paperwork done, and each country has its
Yeah.
own legislation and testing. So you've got to do all of that. And then also distributing. Like for me, for New Zealand, I can ship to Australia. So I've had a couple of Australian orders because the
Yeah.
shipping's not too expensive. But if I try and ship from here to America, it's not worth it
Ah.
because we'd have to pay $30 in shipping, which no one's going to pay that much in shipping. So
Mm.
I'm lucky because I'm from the UK. I've got family there, so I can use them and leverage them at the
Yes.
start and basically ship all the product to their house. They can
Yeah.
distribute it from their house instead of having to pay for a distribution center. So yeah, there's a
That's
lot.
so cool. How amazing is family? And
No,
how, like, they don't realize that they're now a part, they have a new job. They're now an employee of our small business.
you're now a distributor, chief
Yes.
distributor in the UK.
Oh, it's so good. And it's funny. I love that about small business, like how everyone just kind of rolls up their sleeves and dives in. So it's amazing.
Yeah. And I think you really see who your true friends and support network are, the people who
Absolutely.
either share on their stories. Because it's easy to kind of look at from afar and be like, oh, yeah, well done. But the people who actually make a difference are the ones who will post a picture of the product on their stories and will comment on any reel, because social media will put a reel up and I get like 10 views. It's really hard to
Yes.
get views. So you need people to interact with it. And I think it
Yeah.
shows your true supporters when you do launch a business. And you need those kind of people.
Oh, absolutely. And it always amazes me because stuff like that is free. It
Yeah.
doesn't cost you anything to comment on someone's reel or, like it or share it or pump each other up.
Yeah.
That's so free. And we could all be doing that for each
Yeah.
other.
But people are so hesitant to do it for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's bizarre.
Mm.
Here's the public service announcement. Go like your
Yeah,
friend's stuff.
If you don't have a small business, like everything, comment, share, just it's not
Yes.
going to cost you anything.
Yeah. Oh, I love it so much. Well, congratulations
Thank
again,
you.
Mary. You are amazing. And I can't wait to check back in with you in, 6 months, 12 months and hear how you've taken on the UK and the world.
Thank you so much. And you are amazing for what you're doing, honestly. I know I said at the beginning, but it makes such a difference in people's lives. So thank you for doing what you
Oh,
do. And also to
my
everybody
pleasure.
else watching, like, don't be disheartened if, because there's plenty of things that I've applied for and I haven't got. And I know it's that hit of being disheartened, but your win will come. Like, just keep on going. Don't let these things stop you from doing it.